Hello, welcome to Maker Studio. I am Cheryl and I am on the Maker Studio page today to show you a fun spring project. So we have launched a lot of new stencils here at Maker Studio, and this particular stencil doesn't disappoint. So I create over on the Home of My Making page where I do a lot of projects using the Maker Studio stencils and products. So go ahead and join me over there. So one of the new stencils that was released is called His Love is as Deep as the Ocean. And this is a bunch of different Bible verses with a graphic on this stencil. And I think there's 9 of them. So they're all individuals. You cut them and use them on various projects. So I want to show you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to open it up and cut a couple of them out so that I can use them on my project. If you're just hopping on, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know where you're watching from. Also, we're giving away this stencil. So how we do it over here on the Maker Studio Facebook page, if you tag 3 friends and share this tutorial down in the comments section, you will be in the giveaway for this stencil. And it's a great stencil, a lot of graphics. You have, like I said, 9 separate individual stencils on here. I'm going to cut out a couple that I want to use. And so basically what I'm going to do is just take a scissor and cut out the ones that I want to use on this project. If you're new to the Maker Studio line of mesh stencils, they are a tri-mesh adhesive stencil. So basically what that means is you're going to get a lot of detail in your stencils, because when you have a mesh in a stencil as opposed to a regular traditional plastic stencil, usually in a plastic stencil the detail or the design is just blank. When you have a mesh stencil, you're able to get a lot of detail. So all that will show up in your project. So it's a great concept. They are adhesive. They come on a backing. They're tacky, and you don't need to tape them down. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I am actually going to start with a wooden circle. Just a piece of wood. This one particularly ones are the ones that don't have a hole in them. I am going to take our one-step paint in the Amy Howard at Home line, and this is one of my favorite colors. It's called Bauhaus Buff. It's the white, my white go-to chalk-based paint. So I like to just transfer it to a little container so that I can work out of the container, and then it's a disposable container. So what I do is I work out of it, and then when I'm done and it's all gunked up, I just throw it away. This way it just saves the integrity of that jar. I know I could wipe it off every time I use it, but not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this paint and a brush, and I'm going to go around the circumference of this circle wooden slice. I'm actually letting the brush do the line, and again, this isn't a perfect rounded piece of wood slice, and I'm not concerned about that. Just trying to be mindful maybe to do a little bit of the same distance coming off the side, but no worries here. Now the one-step paint is a one-step paint, which means I didn't need to prime my wood slice, sand it, and prep it in any way before I adhered this one-step paint to the surface. So what I'm going to do is, it is a one-step paint, which doesn't mean one coat. So if you look, needs a second coat. So normally this dries in like 20 minutes. Just sit, wait for it to dry. But since I'm on a live, I am going to hit it with a heat gun just to get it dry so I could put a second coat on. Now you don't have to do that. You could just walk away, go do some laundry, have a cup of coffee, come back and get your second coat on here. But it does dry pretty quick with a heat gun because it is a water-based product. So I am going to go ahead and apply a second coat to the same area that I applied the first coat. Again, I'm just letting my brush do my work. And I am kind of using a little angled brush so that it helps me with my being able to go around in the circle. Again, 2 coats is probably going to do it for me on here. But the Bauhaus Buff is my go-to white color that I use on almost any project that I do on the Home of My Making page where I am using a white, in need of a white chalk-based paint. There's a bunch of different colors in the one-step paint, and all the products that I'm using today are in the description at the top of this post. So anything that I'm using, if you go up there when we're done, you can find all the links to the stencils and everything that I am using for this project. So I think the second coat did exactly what I wanted it to do. Okay, I'm going to close this lid. What you need to do too is, even if you're working out of the container, always close it, because these are a water-based product and you don't want it to dry out. Almost all of our products are water-based, so you don't want it to dry out. Also, if you're just hopping on, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Cheryl from over on the Home of My Making Facebook page, here on the Maker Studio Facebook page, doing a really cute project with the new stencil called His Love is Deep as the Ocean. It's 9 different segments of stencil that you can do on a lot of different projects. So I just cut 2 out. I did take a wooden slice and I put 2 coats of the Bauhaus Buff on it, and that's where we're at right now. So close my container, move that out of my way. I'm going to hit this again with the heat gun to get it dry. Again, it dries pretty quick. If you're at home creating, you don't have to hit it with a heat gun. It's not actually part of the process. It's just what I do when I'm doing a live so that I can get on to the next part of the project. So I did cut out 2 little segments of the new stencil. This one says "Be the Light," Matthew 5:14, and this one says it's all part of his plan, Jeremiah 29:11. Love both of those verses. I'm going to use them in my project today. So I also went ahead and got out the gel art ink in the Well I Swanee. So the Well I Swanee is a rich brown color. We have a bunch of these in many different colors, and you could even mix your own color by using 2 or 3 different colors. So again, links up in the description section. So I'm going to take one of our squeegees. They do have 3 different types, a stylus and 2 angled ones. That's what I'm going to use. I did go ahead also and paint another one ahead of time. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put this stencil onto this little wooden slice. And all you have to do, because they are tacky, just go ahead and burnish it down, which just means rub, 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 rub. Make sure it's flat with the surface that you're applying it on. And again, it's adhesive, so there's no need for tape. I'm going to apply just a little bit of this gel art ink. This gel art ink was actually formulated and is formulated for fabric. You can use it on fabric and it will be permanent. All you have to do is apply your stencil to whatever cloth you're going to apply it to, and then take another clean cloth over it once the stencil is dry and heat set it, and that will be permanent on fabric. But I am going to use it on this project. It goes on a lot of different surfaces. You could even use it on paper. So I love the gel art ink. Again, links are in the comments above. I am going to apply just a tad to my spreader. Can you see that? Just a little bit. And then all you have to do is just press this through the stencil. If you're thinking you're going to go off the stencil, then you can tape it off if you want, so that you don't get it on the other part of your surface. But I am being mindful. I do have a water bath sitting over in the corner. Now, the reason why I use a water bath, which is just a tub of water is because right now, if you were at home doing this particular project, you would want to go and run this underwater, okay? And the reason why you'd want to run this stencil underwater is you want to get all of that product out of it. But since I'm on a live, all I do is just go ahead and plop them in a thing of water, like a tub. And the reason why I do that is because that will keep the product from drying until I get off and go wash it. But that's how you would maintain these stencils, is by keeping them washed right after you apply them. So see how pretty that looks? And that is the brown I Swanee. I chose that color because this wood is brown. I'm going to do the other one with the other stencil. And this one says, "Be the light," Matthew 5:14. Again, I'm going to take a little bit of the I Swanee gel art ink, which is the rich brown, put it on my spreader just a little bit. If I need to go back for more, I do. You can't really put your product back in these tubes, so start out with just a little bit so you don't waste it. Again, I'm going to go over the top of this surface with the squeegee and just press it through. I could tell it's going through because it changed the color of my stencil where the diagram is. I'm going to pull this off. Again, this is going to go directly into a water bath until I get off of the live. Otherwise, you at home would go rinse it off right away. You don't want that product to stay in the mesh. It will impede the next time you use it. That's the only, what should I say? The only way you're supposed to clean these stencils is just go ahead, run them under water, lay them sticky side up so the tacky side is facing the ceiling, let it dry. Then you would put it back on these little pieces you peeled them off of, put it back in the sleeve, and that's the only way you maintain them, and you can use them over and over again. I am going to hit these both with a little dryer, and the only reason why I'm doing that, again, this is a water-based product. It does dry pretty quick, but I need to keep going on my project. If you are just hopping on, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Cheryl from over on the Home of My Making Facebook page, coming on today to show you a really, really cute stencil that we just released with a bunch of other stencils. And this one is got 9 different segments, including the 2 that I used here. And it's called "His Love is Deep as the Ocean." All links are up in the description section of this tutorial. So here's what I'm going to do. This is also washable, so I'm going to plop it right in the water. Just make sure that these are dry. Again, you would just let them air dry. There's no need for a heat dryer on any of our products. So basically what I did, now I could go ahead and seal these. They are sealed when you use the gel art ink and when you use the one-step paint. I like to always wax my surfaces with the antiquing wax and or even the matte sealer, but you don't have to. You do not have to. It is a permanent. But here's what I'm going to do. So I am going to use these as coasters, and you can make a whole set of them. But in this particular little project, here's what I'm going to do. I found this little basket, and it's going to be the great vessel to keep these little coasters in. I'm actually just going to take a piece of twine that I have cut out, and this is going to make a fantastic little gift to give away. So I just found this little basket. It's a little tobacco basket. So I made a few of those stencils, take a little bit of twine, tie it around, and you have yourself a cute set of coasters. This would make a great gift to give to somebody. Just put it in a little container of your choice, and you have a set of coasters. So all you need is those little wooden rounds. You can get them anywhere, and the one-step paint paired with the stencil will give you a really cute set of coasters. So that's a great way to utilize this stencil. So I hope this inspired you to go and create with these stencils. Again, we're giving away this particular stencil. So don't forget, tag 3 friends and share this tutorial down in the comments and you will be in the giveaway. All your links are up in the description section for everything that I used. So I hope this inspired you to go out and create a little gift that you can give. This would look great on your own little end table, so that when you have a drink, you just take one of these out of the little vessel that I put it in and use it underneath your cup. So great idea. Again, I hope I inspired you. So have a nice day, guys.